It is Rigveda, 3rd Mandal, 61 Sukta and 3rd Mantra. Rishi of this mantra is Vishwamitra. Deity is Usha, means goddess of Usha. Chanda is Trishtubh and total mantras are 7. Mantra is as follow. Usha pratichi bhunani vishwa udva tishtasya amrutasya ketu. Saman artham charniyamana chakramiyo navasya avarutsva. What word meaning? Usha, goddess of Usha, Pratichi, who arises in the eastern direction and appears before the entire world. Bhuvanani, the worlds or realms. Vishwa, all, entire, complete. Udva, upward, elevated. Tishtasi, you stand. You remain established. Amrutasya, of the immortal one. Surya Deva, the sun god. Ketu, banner, flag, emblem, symbol. Samanam, the same, identical. Artham, path, course, purpose. Charnyamana, moving, traversing, wandering along. Chakram iva, like a wheel. Navyasi, ever new, eternally youthful. Avavrutsva, coming again and again, repeatedly appearing. Translation. O goddess Usha, rising from the eastern direction, you appear before the entire world. You remain elevated as the banner of the immortal sun. O ever-renewed goddess Usha, moving along the same path as the sun, you traverse like the wheel of a chariot and appear again and again. Explanation. In this hymn, the goddess Usha is praised as the first to manifest by the rising in the eastern direction and revealing herself before the entire world. When the chariot of the sun god emerges from the eastern horizon, the first thing that becomes visible is its banner. This banner is identified as goddess Usha. She thus serves as the herald and prior sign of the sun god's arrival. Because Usha is described as the banner of the sun's chariot, the path traversed by the wheels of the sun's chariot is also her path. Therefore, goddess Usha appears along the same direction and route before the actual rising of the sun. Since the chariot of the sun manifests repeatedly every day, Usha as its banner form also appears again and again before us each day in her ever-renewed and eternally youthful form. Here goddess Usha is not merely the physical dawn or a phenomenon of nature. Rather, she symbolizes inner awakening and illumination and consciousness within the human soul. The eastern direction represents the path of truth and righteousness, the direction that leads human beings away from the darkness of ignorance and suffering towards divine bliss. When a person with a firm resolve walks on the path of truth and Dharma and progresses from a painful worldly consciousness towards spiritual knowledge and inner awareness, the awakening of the inner self symbolized by the rise of goddess Usha occurs in that person's life. If one continues steadfastly on this path, then within the universe of the one's life, the sun of self-knowledge arises. Just as the path of the sun is the path of goddess Usha, so too the path of self-knowledge is the path of truth and righteousness. For a person who faithfully follows the path of truth and Dharma, ever new experiences of a self-knowledge continually manifest in life. This attainment of true knowledge is described by Lord Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verses 8 through 12. There he declares humanity, freedom from pride, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a genuine spiritual teacher, purity, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of sense gratification, absence of ego, realization of the defects of birth, death, old age and disease, detachment from family and possession, possessions equanimity in favorable and unfavorable circumstances, constant and exclusive devotion to him, inclination toward solitude, detachment from worldly society, steadiness in spiritual knowledge, and inquiry into the ultimate truth. This all to be true knowledge. Anything contrary to or beyond these states is ignorance.